And welcome to the broadcast tonight, the 26th day of September 2024. I do hope you had a fantastic day from wherever you are watching Newswatch right here at Hope TV. My name is Sammy Adika, and our sign language interpreter tonight is Boniface Mureithi. While starting us off with matters call for unity. The Anglican Church of Kenya Bishop Jackson Ole Sapit now wants President William Ruto and his deputy Rigathi Gachagua to quell the political temperatures in the country. Bishop Ole Sapit has urged political leaders in the country to unite for the purpose of Kenyans. Now, the clergy further faulted the proposed church regulation bill, which they say is intended to restrain freedom of worship provided in the Constitution. Let's take a look.
The church has not agreed that it has not been able to manage herself, and that's why we cited we have our constitution. It is enshrined in the constitution that there is freedom of worship in this country, and therefore there was no public participation, that the church was involved in looking at what is in that bill, and our take is that that bill be withdrawn and any discussion need to involve the church. Why don't we regulate ourselves through our formations, which we understand each other theologically and doctrinally, so that it's not the politician to tell us which denomination is doctrinally right because they have no capacity, but we as churches are able to say this church has the right doctrine or wrong doctrine.
Well, the church regulation bill seemed to be a big issue among its churches. We are waiting to see how the government and legislators will react to that specific issue raised by church leaders across the country. Now, learning is set to resume in all public universities following successful negotiations led by Labour and Social Protection Cabinet Secretary Dr. Alfred Mutua and the union's leadership. Now, universities will implement an enhanced monthly basic salary with increment between 7% and 10%, an automatic annual increment of 4% of the basic salary will also be effective for the 2 years collective bargaining agreement cycle running from 1st of July 2023 to 30th June of 2025. Kenya University Staff Union KUSU members will also receive a similar salary increment. Labour Cabinet Secretary Alfred Mutua says that his ministry will implement mechanisms to resolve disputes before they escalate into industrial action. Right there, we do expect that the lecturers will be back to classes come next week. Well, that specific story will be coming later on. And now moving on to matters county cash crunch is that Machakos County Governor Wavinya Ndeti says that the national government should disburse funds to county government through the Ministry of Treasury. Now, the county boss says the delay has affected operations in the county, specifically payment of salaries to the county staff. Her sentiments comes yesterday after Kwale County Governor Fatuma Achani decried delay in disbursement of funds from the national government to the devolved units while calling on her county residents to exercise patience as governors continue pushing for the release of the funds.
From national government, we're having a bit of a problem. Because if it is not just for our own source revenue, life would have been very difficult. We are getting problem getting the exchequer, and I'm really requesting the national government waangalie vizuri counties ziweze kupata pesa, kwa sababu hata kuna counties zingine kwa sababu pengine exchequer yao iko chini, wamekaa karibu miezi 3 hawajalipa wafanyikazi wao. Mimi wafanyikazi wangu nimelipa up to date. Wengine pengine hawana hiyo nguvu.
Well, now heading to Uasin Gishu County, several students from a school in Uasin Gishu County are nursing leg injuries after what is alleged to have been a result of punishment from their teachers. Now, according to the victims, they were forced to crawl on their knees after failing to answer a question in class. Human rights activists led by Center Against Torture Director Kimutai Kirui now wants the Teacher Service Commission TSC to take action against the teachers involved while calling on the police to carry out necessary negotiations.
Wakati watoto wanatoka shule, wangu akafika kama hakuna maumivu, alifika kama miguu inamwaga usaku, hakuna vinonda. Sasa nikamuuliza shida ni nini, akaniambia mwalimu waliulizwa swali na mwalimu wao hakuweza kujibu. Na sasa kama mimi ni mzazi, sikutarajia hivyo sababu mimi nilituma mtoto shule asome, sikutuma akuje kama ameumia. Na sioni kama hiyo ni mzuri, sioni kama ni solution mzuri ya kupea punishment watoto. Mimi kama mzazi tu sioni kama ni vizuri, nasikia uchungu sana.
Hata kama mtoto hakujibu hiyo maswali, inatakana wachape alafu waongeleshe. Si vile walipata hiyo majeraha kwa miguu.
Vile niliona nikaamua hapana, kitu yenye iko lazima acha tuongee na principal. Kupigia principal akaniuliza maswali mengi sana, nikamwambia hapana, I'm just a concerned parent. Sina mtoto huko lakini I'm just a concerned parent. Akaniuliza wewe ni mzazi, nikamwambia si mzazi. Akaniambia so why are you concerned so much? Mimi nikamwambia I'm concerned kwa sababu nimeona watoto wameamua na ni wanafunzi. Hatutakataa ati watoto wasipatiwe punishment wakifanya makosa shule. But punishment kama hii yenye watoto hata kutembea ni vigumu inakuwa vibaya.
And there is a way ya kulayas na wazazi jinsi ya kupunish watoto. Kama mtoto ameshindwa kujibu swali, it means wewe mwalimu ni mkumbavu kwa sababu you are not teaching those students well. Funza watoto ndio wawe na uwezo kwa kujibu maswali, but now you are forcing them to answer something they don't know, which means there is a problem. Jiangalie kama mwalimu. So we are calling upon wazazi wenye report, waende wa report police station, Cheptiret police station.
Well, it's quite sad that such punishments still exist within our schools right here in the country. And away from that, heading to Embu County is a somber mood engulfed Mugari village in Kiambere Ward, Embu County, after the body of a middle-aged woman was discovered floating in a nearby river on Wednesday morning. Now, or rather Thursday, the villagers are yet to come to terms with the gruesome death of 44-year-old Jen Mwende Kilonzi, a mother of 7, who was last seen on Tuesday evening. Now, according to, it is being suspected that she could have been murdered by a farmhand who was working in the neighborhood and who was her lover after the death of her husband last year. According to a village elder, Jonathan Musui, the suspect has since gone into hiding, leaving no doubt of his involvement. Hanis Catherine Njoki says she spoke to her last around 4 p.m. Tuesday evening and nothing seemed amiss. Now, she says, according to neighbors, the suspect was at the deceased homestead up until 11 p.m. when scenes or other screams were heard coming from her home. That the late Jen Mwende was found dead.
Inaonekana alifanya kupigwa akawawa. Na hiyo ripoti nilipata asubuhi mwendo wa saa 2. Nina crew, kuna mtu alikuwa anakaa na yeye. Na walionekana masaa ya jioni wakiwa na yeye. Na bado katika hao watu wako hapa sijamuona. Kwa hivyo ninakusudia huenda ikawa ni yeye amemuua. Tukimwangalia ako na majeraha kwa kichwa, ana majeraha huko kwa mdomo, macho, lakini kwa sababu hajatolewa kwa maji hatujaona majeraha mahali mengine, lakini kwa uso anaonekana amefanya kupigwa kichwa.
Niliona alikuwa anapigia simu mwendo wa saa 10 hivi, lakini nilikuwa mbali na simu, sikuweza kuchukua simu. Sasa nilipofika ndio nimeulizia jenye kiko, nikaambiwa walikuwa na huyu aunti yangu usiku wa saa 5 hivi. Na aunti yangu akasema yeye anasikia kuchoka na anaumwa na kichwa, akasema acha aende akalale. Sasa huyo mwanaume alikuwa hapo, ndio sasa akamuita akamwambia nataka uni escort, nataka kwenda kulala. Lakini Mayandi akamwambia hapana, mimi nasikia nimechoka, acha niende nikalale. Sasa ndio sasa wakakaa kidogo, akamwambia wewe kuja unitindikishe. Andi akasema hapana, mimi nataka kwenda kulala, nasikia nimechoka. Ndio sasa Andi akaondoka. Hiyo story kaishia hapa, sasa sijui kuliendaje, ndio sasa tumepata mwili umetupa huko kwa maji.
Well, now into matters climate change. President William Ruto has called on the international community to discard the outdated power structure at the United Nations and create a system of international cooperation that reflects the aspiration of every human being. Ruto says the global community must embrace a new vision of global solidarity that upholds the principles of equity and inclusivity. To ensure international cooperation is meaningful, responsive and impactful, President William Ruto called for reforms of the international financial architecture, including climate change, or rather climate financing, expansion of the United Nations Security Council to include Africa, and fast-tracking the achievement of Sustainable Development Goals, that is SDGs.
Through our participation in the Africa Union Transition Mission in Somalia, we have stood side by side with our sisterly neighbor, Somalia, in their fight against Al-Shabaab. We are proud that Somalia will soon take up a seat as a non-permanent member of the Security Council, underscoring the tremendous progress achieved in consolidating peace and stability in that country. The UN must, however, continue to support Somalia in forging an agreement on the post-2024 security support. Kenya welcomes the adoption of the Security Council Resolution 2719, establishing a framework for financing Africa Union peace support operations through UN-assessed contributions, thereby enhancing our collective peacekeeping efforts. A well-funded AU peace operation are not only an African priority, but a global good, considering the complexity and interconnected nature of emerging threats to international peace and security. Earlier this year, and at the request of the leadership of South Sudan, I launched the All-Inclusive Tumaini Initiative, bringing together the warring parties.
We shall be taking a short commercial break. Make sure you don't go too far, for we shall be back in a couple of minutes with many more news making headlines, including the Indo-Russia Memorial Service that was held earlier in the day back in Nyeri County.
Rafiki soul is the promise of a hand that reaches and goes beyond what angaza tumaini kote. I'm forever grateful. Ninashukuru ukarimu, ukarimu. I'm forever grateful. Ninashukuru ukarimu, ukarimu. Rafiki soul is a promise of a hand that reaches and goes beyond what angaza tumaini kote. I'm forever grateful. Ninashukuru ukarimu, ukarimu. I'm forever grateful. Ninashukuru ukarimu, ukarimu. Rafiki msoul.
Friends of Hope, keeping hope alive. Hope TV is where you look and live, with an excellent selection of the best Christian programming consisting of local and international content, of inspirational stories, talk shows, Bible commentary, youth, health shows, children entertainment, contemporary gospel music, extended times of worship, live broadcast, news, movies, drama, Christian ministry programs, and so much more. Hope TV is another quality service from Christ is the Answer Ministries with over 45% of authentic and credible local content every week. Hope TV is a sister station to Hope FM, Kenya's leading Christian radio station with footprints across the country. Tune in to Hope TV, where you look and live.
I've actually been trying to find a balance. It's been really tough and hectic, but everyone says once you get a hang of it, it becomes better, and I don't know, but I'm hoping to find a balance soon because it's really been hectic. But you've been in the job industry for a long time, so I think you would know better. Sindio?
Huh? What time is it? I need to catch up on Leadership Forum. Do they have a radio here? Never mind. I brought my own.
No way. You can't be serious. Wait, why do you have a radio and you can just catch up with the shows on Hope FM podcast?
Really? Even Meet of the One?
Yeah. I mean, you can find them on whatever platform, name it. AfriPods, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, you name it.
But I'm not subscribed on any of them.
So no worries. You can just check out the latest episodes on hopemediakenya.org.
You can now listen to select Hope FM programs on your favorite podcast streaming platform or directly on our website www.hopemediakenya.org. Listen and live.
This week on Hope Devotion,
Jesus is talking to you. If you want to have a great life, he's saying, I want to help you build it.
join Reverend Bill Pipke as he shares the Word of God on the topic of integrity.
Jesus says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Jesus was one who spoke the truth with grace. Trust is one of the pillars of integrity. If I can trust you, then I want to build a relationship with you.
Start your day with hope and peace every morning from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. Hope TV. Look and live.
Welcome to the world of Hope Media, a media unit of Christ is the Answer Ministries that is committed to spreading the gospel of our Lord Jesus Christ through the transformative power of media. Hope Media is dedicated to utilizing various forms of media to spread the message of hope, love, and redemption to all people around the world. Hope Media consists of various units that work together to achieve this goal. These units include Hope FM. Hope FM is your #1 Christian radio station offering you discussions on current day-to-day issues, inspiring music, life-changing sermons, and news updates, broadcasting 80% in English and 20% in Swahili, with listenership of over 12 million every month. Hope TV. Hope TV programming is designed to inspire, educate, and challenge the viewer with wholesome content to reach various demographic groups, children, youth, and adults, both male and female, with viewership of over 24 million every month. Hope Recording Studios. Hope Recording Studios is a state-of-the-art recording facility that offers high-quality recording, mixing, and mastering services. It is designed to meet the needs of musicians, artists, and other creative professionals who require top-notch recording facilities. Hope Creative. At Hope Creatives, we believe that inspiring graphic design work doesn't just happen. It takes the right people with wild out-of-the-box ideas committed to the same ideals, working together to make it happen. We listen, we learn, we brand. Hope Digital. Hope Digital is a creative digital unit within Hope Media. We are driven by a passion to creatively express ourselves while influencing you with the same creative energy in online spaces and beyond. At Hope Media, we believe that media can be a powerful tool for spreading the message of hope as well as grow your business through advertisements, and we do this with excellence. For more information regarding our services, please visit www.hopemediakenya.org or call us on 0709 861 180. Hope Media, we keep hope alive.
Hope TV presents News on the Go every day at 4 p.m. for all the breaking news and news making headlines. Hope TV, look and live.
Rafiki soul is the promise of a hand that reaches and goes beyond watangaza tumaini kote. I'm forever grateful, ninashukuru ukarimu, ukarimu. I'm forever grateful, ninashukuru ukarimu, ukarimu. Rafiki soul is a promise of a hand that reaches and goes beyond watangaza tumaini kote. I'm forever grateful, ninashukuru ukarimu, ukarimu. I'm forever grateful, ninashukuru ukarimu, ukarimu. Rafiki soul.
Friends of Hope, keeping hope alive.
Welcome back. Now, the memorial service of 21 peoples who died in the Hillside and the Russia Academy fire tragedy 3 weeks ago was held today at Mwaiga Stadium in Kiene constituency, Nyeri County. Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, who was among thousands of mourners who attended the memorial service, delivered a message of comfort from President William Ruto to the families and relatives of the children. Now, the president, in his message, said the government of Kenya will continue supporting the affected families and called for strict compliance with the boarding schools regulations. Alice Diana tells us more.
Leaders and thousands of mourners joined families of the victims of the Hillside and Russia Academy fire tragedy for a memorial service in honor of the 21 boys killed in the tragedy. During the service, a somber mood engulfed Mwaiga Stadium in Nyeri, where Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua delivered a message of comfort and condolence from President William Ruto to the families and relatives of the children. Ruto, in his message, called for strict compliance with the boarding schools regulations.
If it were possible, much as none of us welcomes death, but if it were possible, it's much better for parents to be buried by their children as opposed to parents burying their children. These young souls, innocent young boys, our heart cries for them. When you look at them, their innocence. They are no more.
On his part, Gachagua asked the Ministry of Education officials to do whatever they can on matters school safety standards. He also asked Kenyans to pray for the country, the government, and the families that lost their children in the fire incident.
As investigations continue, we commit to support the families affected by the horrific accident. We also call upon for strict compliance with boarding regulations to prevent the recurrence of such tragedies.
The Cabinet Secretary for Education, Migos Ogambo, said the ministry will carry on with the ongoing audit of schools to ensure compliance with requirements of the Safety Standards Manual for Schools. Other leaders, including Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka, his counterpart of DAPK Eugene Wamalwa, and Nyeri Governor Mutahi Kahiga, also delivered a message of comfort and condolence to the families and relatives of the victims. After the memorial service held today, the families of the 21 boys who lost their lives started burying their loved ones. Alice Diana, Hope TV Newswatch.
Well, it is indeed sad. Our condolences to the families of the 21 pupils who lost their lives in the tragic Hillside and Russia fire. Now, Interior Cabinet Secretary Kithure Kindiki says that the police cannot be held accountable for the deaths recorded during the recent Gen Z-led anti-government protests. Now, in his testimony before the National Assembly, that is probing the deaths recorded during the Gen Z protest right there, Kindiki says that even though the National Police are allowed to use in his testimony before the National Assembly Committee on Security, Kindiki emphasized that while law enforcement is permitted to use lethal force under specific conditions, it should not be automatically assumed that the police actions caused the fatalities. Now, as Grace Ahati further documented, the CS has clarified that only 42 people were reported dead during the protest, however noting that the deaths resulting from bullet wounds do not necessarily indicate police involvement. Well, quite interesting. Let's listen to what the Interior CS had to say with regards to the 42 deaths that were reported during the anti-government protests.
Chair, I would like to respond to the further intervention by the honourable member as follows. That I have not admitted that any Kenyan was killed by the police. What I said is that some died because of bullet wounds. The process of proving the owner of the gun that discharged a killer bullet is a forensic process. And I am not ruling out the possibility that a police officer may have used their firearms outside the law. But just 2 comments there, Chair, which I honestly believe are in the best interest of the country for me to say at a time like this one, when we are grappling with serious balances. On one hand, we have a country to keep safe from crime, and on the other hand, we have also a country that has a constitution that gives wide-ranging liberties, including civil liberties. I want to say these 2 things. That firstly, Chair, police are allowed to use lethal force. Let's start from there. Police are allowed to use lethal force to kill, depending on the circumstances. There are parameters. Those firearms are supposed to neutralize dangerous criminals who pose danger either to the life of a police officer themselves or to the lives of the people. And I think that's a general principle. I am not trying to say that any of these cases fitted there. I'm just saying that the law allows the police to use lethal force. The question that the pursuit of justice.
Now, away from that, now Matters Business Family Bank has emerged winners of the Access to Funding Award at the 2024 edition of the inaugural Banking on Women Awards for its Queen Banking product offering. Now, the award recognized Family Bank's commitment to empowering women entrepreneurs by offering innovative financial solutions tailored to their unique needs. The Banking on Women Awards promote financial inclusion by highlighting innovative financial products that inspire financial institutions to develop even more innovative offerings and encourage women to explore financial opportunities for greater economic independence. It is designed to help women entrepreneurs access affordable funding, build their financial resilience, and grow their businesses sustainably. Well, that right there marks the end of Newswatch tonight. Many thanks for choosing Hope TV. Once again, my name is Sammy Adika, and our sign language interpreter is Boniface Mureithi. Do have a wonderful night.